Welcome, everyone, to the Walking Cast, episode 111. I am your host, Matrixlord212. And I'm with Gloria. What's up, Gloria?
Hi.
Okay, so different episode entirely compared to last week. We did need a break.
Mm-hmm.
Got introduced to the kingdom.
Shiva.
And Shiva and King Ezekiel.
Yes. Awesome.
So to talk about the episode, Gloria, what do you think?
A+. I give them like 10 thumbs up. A+ on the special effects. Shiva was awesome. I loved her. I can't wait to see her even more down the line, you know. And King Ezekiel, I mean, Kari Payton, I'm telling you, he's he's so perfect. I mean, yes, he's younger than he was in the comic, but I think there's a reason for that. I think they aged him down because of, I'm not gonna even say what my theory is why they aged him down, but yeah, I think he was really good. He did the whole king royalty that, you know, talk and everything, and I like how they did his backstory in the same episode, so that way the ones that don't know the comic will like him.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how he showed he was caring and was like saw the potential in Carol and also Morgan and everything. And you trust, to me, of course, because it might be because I know the backstory. I know him in the comics, so I know he's trustworthy. But it was hilarious seeing Carol still not, she wasn't ready to accept that this place is okay, and that she was like putting on her Susie Homemaker act still and everything, and it was funny, and it was lighthearted more than after last week. It was good to have that lightheartedness back and not have to, be that gloom and doom kind of feel to it. So it was a little uplifting. And my favorite part was Shiva, definitely.
I was like watching the episode. I'm like, what the hell is happening? I'm like, is this Walking Dead? What's, I'm glad I didn't have to be like, like from like last week when I was just like, oh my God. Oh, it's like, I got to breathe a little bit, but I'm like, okay, no Negan, no Rick, okay. And then I'm like, what's happening? And then I'm like, oh, here she goes again. I had a feeling that he knew she was full of crap.
Yeah.
And I was loving it that she called her out on it.
Yeah, he says that in the comic book too. The don't fool, fool.
Yeah. I have a feeling that that's going to be her new boyfriend there.
No. I think there's something else coming for him, but it's not that. I mean,
I don't know, man. I think they may because
listen, trust me. I think they are setting up because he's way younger. Okay, I'll just say it. He's younger than he is in the comic. If they were going to have them end up together, then they would have had him be as old as he was in the comic. But he's younger because I think they're setting him up for Sasha, because Sasha is acting like Michonne in the comic. She was with Bob, and then she was with Abraham, and now she's going to end up with Ezekiel. In the comic, Michonne was with Tyrese, then Morgan, and then Ezekiel. They basically, and Sasha's not in the comic, so I think they aged him down. Since Sasha's probably going to have something to do with Hilltop, and Hilltop, they kind of connect with the kingdom.
But it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, Carol could like hook up. I mean, he did bring the tiger out of the kingdom without guards and everything to visit.
There are some things they're giving Carol with the plot of Michonne, but I don't think it's that. I think
she's not going to commit suicide.
No, they're not. They're not. It's not that.
That's horrible in the comic that she died like that.
Trust me, there's something else coming. I don't think it's not that, but it's not it's not committed suicide. They're not going that route. But I think that there is some more to Carol's, plot coming, and it's not to do with, necessarily a romance with Ezekiel, more like something to do with the whole situation with Ezekiel, Morgan, and Carol, and it's to do with the inner workings of the kingdom, and it's the plot basically I see happening, and kind of with the different fans theorizing, kind of, I guess you could say, try to figure out which ones are more like just fantasies out of fans or like headcanons, and then what based on the comic, and using it all together and kind of developing, a likely.
Well, why can't they just go in a totally different direction that we expect from the comic?
Yeah.
Why can't Carol just hook up with Ezekiel? I don't understand.
It is different. It's going to be different than the comic, but it's a little bit structured, kind of like the comic. But they're taking it. That's how they do on the comic. They kind of like to twist the comic a little. They like to stay kind of true to it, but kind of rearranging some of the dialogue and rearranging, like giving two characters. Like they're taking Michonne from the comic with Ezekiel, and they're giving it to a couple of people.
Well, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Is Michonne and Rick done or no?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. They're going to, I mean, she is now, I think, she is definitely 100% doing the Andrea storyline. That she is Andrea in the comic. She's basically now, I think Carl is probably sometime this season going to end up calling Michonne mom. Because in the comic, he gets to a point where he's calling Andrea mom. And Jesus even said, I'm going to wait till your mom and dad get dressed. So it's like it's already there. It's like, they've got that family unit. And so, yeah, I think they're definitely, I think Sasha, she was already doing some of Andrea's sniper stuff. And then now on the preview of one of the upcoming episodes, there was like a leak, like little trailer where it shows Michonne doing sniper stuff. So I think she's actually now getting a little bit more of Andrea's story, even more. And they're giving Michonne's story from the comic about Ezekiel. They're giving it to Carol, Morgan, and Sasha. They're going to blend, kind of separate some of the stuff because they had Morgan teaching Benjamin how to fight.
Right.
That was Michonne in the comic. So they're giving bits and pieces of Michonne's story arc from the comic and giving it to a couple of people. So they're
Let me ask you a question. Are we getting a break from Rick now? I mean, next week is not Rick at all. It's Daryl episode.
No, Rick is in, I think, part of next week's episode, I think.
Why are we getting distance from Rick, though? Is it for us to adapt, or, I mean, what's the...
Yeah, partly. I mean, they need time to introduce these new characters and more of the saviors for next week and everything. They need to do that because then we can understand the bad side and kind of get what's going on. And
so we have 8 episodes now, right?
Yeah.
So now we're down. So we're getting down now.
Yeah. The next
five more, right?
No,
6 more, right?
6 more, yeah. For this.
6 more, and then if there's going to be all filler episodes, when are we going to see like Rick?
Rick will probably be at the end of next episode, and then the next episode after that, probably.
So they're stretching it.
Yeah,
basically.
They have to because this world, they got it stretched out more because we're being introduced to so many different communities.
So more than likely next week's Daryl with a little bit of Rick.
Yeah, dear.
Then we're gonna get a Hilltop with Maggie probably, or Sasha and Maggie.
Yeah, something like that.
And then we're gonna get a Tara.
Tara and Heath, yeah.
And then we're gonna get a Jesus.
And then
right?
We'll get Jesus the second time, probably, they show. I mean, he may be, he's going to be, whatever episode is going to have the Hilltop, they'll have him in that one, too.
So we'll basically have Rick in, like, an episode, and that's it? Probably episode and a half?
This half, maybe 2 episodes.
That's
3.
That's
3.
crazy, though. Don't you think?
It's the way they said it was going to make it different, the show. Like Jesus said, your world's about to get a whole lot bigger. And also, we're going to get more about the Hilltop. We're going to find out more about that. We're going to find out more about the kingdom even. We're going to find out more about the sanctuary, Negan's group. I think the reason why they had the whole idea with Daryl is being at the sanctuary is that way we find out more about the sanctuary.
Wait a minute, we had the sanctuary already. You mean the saviors?
No, that's what they call their headquarters, the sanctuary.
Oh, we already saw the sanctuary, though, didn't we?
Not the sanctuary as in...
A terminus, all right.
They just called it a sanctuary, but it wasn't the sanctuary.
Okay.
But it was no sanctuary. Get it?
I got you. So I see here. 6 episodes left. Most of it's not going to do with Rick, but it's going to be Negan though, at least, right? I mean, we're going to at least see Negan.
Yeah, we're going to see more Negan. Next episode's going to be tough. I'm going to be crying. Poor Daryl.
Get your box of tissues because Daryl's going to be a dog. He's going to eat dog food, and he's going to be beaten and treated like total crap.
Yep. And he's going to actually, I think, from what Norman Reedus said on the Talking Dead after last week, I think he is actually going to accept it. He's going to be thinking he deserves it. Because he's like really feeling guilty about Glenn. He's going to, he's never going to forget that. He feels bad. And he's just going to think, well, you want to do this to me, I deserve it, because because what he did. I mean, he didn't know it was going to happen. But he still feels guilty because that's the type of person he is. He always puts guilt on him whenever he doesn't succeed or if something bad happens. Like, not finding Sophia, Beth dying, Denise dying, all of that, he's always had that guilt and, I guess not living up to, what he wanted to have happen. So now with that, it turned out badly and he's going to take that on himself and feel guilt about it.
Do you find yourself as interested when Walking Dead's coming on now after the first episode of season 7? Or do you find yourself, oh yeah, all right, Walking Dead's on? I mean, do you find you lost your momentum to watch the show? I mean, do you feel like,
No, I still want to see it because of all the stuff, it's got to be different and I'm curious. So that makes me want to watch it, but I also am a little saddened, and you know why, because Glenn's gone. So in that way, yeah, I feel like... I
know we can't always get what we want, but, and we adapt, and, but...
I mean, I don't know. That's what the show's all about, loss. We have to be used to losing people.
I mean, if I could rate the season 7, episode 1, the first, the premiere, regardless of whether I agree with certain things, I would give it a 10. It
was good.
But then this episode was not a 10 by any means, I didn't think. I mean, I had problems because I'm like, I understand they got to introduce, but to me, it doesn't even seem like Walking Dead after a while. And I'm like, I don't understand why Carol's like seeing visions of people normal.
Well, that was her losing blood. She was,
I guess,
yeah. Or at least
I just don't. I mean, I just have a feeling that, I mean, Carol could probably kick Negan's ass. I mean, this is the thing, and I'm like, she'll probably like, she'll get like an Assassin's Creed thing and like a rocket launcher, and she's like, F this, I don't have time for this, Rick. Stop crying, and then just shoot the rocket launcher in his face.
You know what?
And then there you go, you're done. I mean, that's the way Carol is.
Yep, she is. You know that thing that they said on the Talking Dead when they did the memoriam? They said, thank goodness our survivors found the kingdom, because if anyone's going to go medieval on Negan, it's going to be Carol.
Oh, she will be throwing Chinese-style cookies in his face. I mean, it's like, I just want, I mean, when she dressed up like Assassin's Creed that time in friggin' Alexandria, and she's like stabbing people and stuff, I'm like, this is fantastic. Even when she had the poncho on and she's like, blowing up Terminus. I'm like, this is fabulous.
No, you know that saying, the wolf in sheep clothing? Well, that was the sheep in wolf clothing.
Right.
Or I should say.
It's like, remember like the speech with like Loki, he was talking to like Tony Stark. He's like, we got a Hulk, well, we got a Carol. This mother take care of everybody.
She's awesome. Sonya. She'll get back. She'll get back to that point. She'll find a balance, I think, eventually.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff based on, kind of foreshadowing they've been putting in the show and all the different, I sort of, every time I see a theory online of someone saying something, I always try to investigate what they're saying and kind of look at the comic, compare that with all the other things and the rumors and all that, and I try to see, okay, now that one doesn't sound like I put that in the bull crap file. Like, that's not going to happen. It's not very plausible. But then others that are really close to kind of, that is plausible, I put it in the plausible file. And I'm like, yeah, I started to see kind of a developing of a pattern. Like, and I'm like, oh, that's, then based on rumors and stuff, some of them I don't believe, and then some I do. It kind of seems like that's where they're headed. And I mean, it'd be cool if it ends up being what I see, because I think everybody will love it if it ends up being that way, because it makes sense too, and it won't hurt. I literally don't think anyone would hate it if it turned out the way, this big theory is. So it's like, and it seems that's where they're going, and it kind of they're paving the way for a lot of things and it's like falling into place a lot of stuff, and I'm like, that really makes sense, because then that will be falling in place because of that. And so it's like, oh yeah. It's like, it makes it clearer a little. And then the stuff about the pigs, oh my goodness,
that's a setup, because if they eat the pig,
it's like
they'll become a walker.
It's like tainted meat, like Bob.
Yeah, so they'll become a walker, and then Negan will be like, what the F? Like, what's happening?
Yep.
So I like that. That's cool.
Not everybody. I don't think everybody of the Negan
No, they're all going to eat that pig, those pigs, right?
Yeah. But some of them,
I know at least why they fed the pigs the walkers. That's cool.
Yes. Like Morgan said, tainted, eating the meat, flesh.
Yeah.
My dad kept saying, Morgan's going to end up telling on them or something, because he's like, all life is precious.
No, he's not like that anymore.
And I said, Dad, listen to him.
He's done.
He's changing his mind about it again.
Yeah, killing's okay, because people are just,
he's starting to kind of find balance too. So, because he's liking it at the Kingdom.
It's like he voted not for Rick to go after Negan's group at that place and kill them, but he's changing now his tune, where he's like, no, these Negan mothers kill everybody. So it's like, all right, So I'm waiting for that dialogue with Rick and Morgan, where Rick's gonna be like, "You were right," and then Morgan's gonna be like, "No, you were right." And I was like, "Oh, okay, here we go. This is good."
Yeah. But I like the guy. I like the character Benjamin, the kid, the younger guy, the boy.
I guess he's all right.
And then everybody loves Jerry, the big guy.
Yeah. Deuces. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
He was kind of cool. Well, I'm telling you, the episode, I loved Shiva the most, man. She was awesome.
I tell you, before I was watching some on YouTube, and I did not know that when Abraham died, he gave a signal to Sasha.
And it made Sasha.
And I'm like, oh, crap. How could I not know that?
Yeah,
and then,
I started crying. And that was emotional. But then I knew that, oh, no, if he dies, then that means the spoiler fans, the spoiler sites and stuff, they were telling the truth that Glenn was about to die, and I was getting emotional. And I didn't put up the video of my reaction, but oh my gosh, I started crying whenever it was Abraham, because I was like, oh man, it's gonna be good next.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I love his last words. I'm telling you, I still can't get over his last words, and I still haven't been able to watch it again. I won't be able to. I just can't.
I watched it like 10 times this week. I mean,
you did? Oh my goodness.
Last week, yeah, I kept watching it and watching.
I could do it because I still hear it in my head. It
was like every day. I'm like,
oh,
it's crazy.
Oh, man. Emotional, but it was good. I loved it.
I couldn't watch it today because we're getting caught up with our shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I got caught up with Ash vs. Evil Dead. I saw 2 episodes of that, and then I got caught up with Supergirl. So 2 episodes of that. So. And now a new Ash vs. Evil Dead came on. I'm going to watch that too. So, yeah, I definitely needed a Supergirl right before Walking Dead. Some lightheartedness. Because that was, but we didn't get, the episode wasn't that bad, Walking Dead. It was the opposite of last week. It's like laser tag guys in a kingdom, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's weird that they came off of that the season premiere was
it was pretty heavy.
Emotional.
As Marty McFly would say.
And then the next one's going to go up a little more of being.
Yeah, we need a little break, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, at first I didn't like the episode, but then I'm like, nah, it's cool. Certain things happen, and all right. But it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the worst. It was like a 6 or 7 for me. I don't know. It's just like, but I'm like, all right, I understand.
We haven't been voting. I just realized we haven't been giving them the numbers. I'm gonna say this one was maybe a 7 or 8, something like that. You know, 7 points.
I mean, I didn't hate it. Yeah.
And then last week's, even though it was heartbreaking,
6. I'm gonna have to say 6.
I want to say 9. I mean, it was good.
6 is just passing. It's just passing. I would say that. And then I really don't give a crap about the Fear the Walking Dead minisodes. I mean, that's.
I haven't even been caring about that. Like
Who cares? Who cares?
During that,
they're only going to waste the. I mean, that whole thing went sour because that whole flight thing. I thought they were going to be major characters on Fear the Walking Dead, and they wasted an episode. It was like, they suck. You know, it's like, okay. So I don't think they're going to do anything with this. Like, these characters introduced into Fear the Walking Dead.
No, I don't think
this
so.
episode kind of felt like a Fear the Walking Dead episode a little bit. I was telling Sharon, like, we watching Fear the Walking Dead or Walking Dead? I'm like, all right. You know, so we'll see. Again, I'm not, it's like night and day from last week's episode. I mean, I know we needed a break, but to me, I'd rather have episodes with Rick.
I can tell you
the group. I just, you know.
I think that the second half will be a lot less dreary because.
Oh, the second half is going to be totally craziness. I know that. This is just going to be like filler. You know.
They tend to like to mirror the second half with the first half. Like, I think the first episode was so bad, so the last one is going to be similar, but it's going to end happily instead of sad. You know, the kind of
I feel like if we're going to get filler episodes, right? And if, like, Andrew Lincoln's not going to be in every episode, then why don't they extend the episode count so that way we get more episodes and Rick has the same amount, like, full. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just.
That would cost more.
I just don't. I know, but I just. To me, it's like, well, this is the #1 show of all time, so. Go ahead, spend a little more money. I mean, what's the big deal?
True.
You know, I mean, what are you gonna? You're not gonna be disappointed. You're not gonna, you know. I don't know. I'm just saying. I also don't like it that there's not enough walkers. It's like, this is the Walking Dead. I mean, like, we should have tons of walkers everywhere.
People like that a lot with when they first got to Alexandria too.
Yeah. I know, they used a lot of walkers.
Yeah.
All right, so far, so we'll see.
Anytime there's a place that's more civilized, you know, more resembling civilization, they actually have less walkers.
And it's funny that in the comics, there's a new community that I guess Eugene's encountering military or whatever. I guess lately, and Lucille is, more broken. So that's going to be interesting.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye, Lucille. All right. Thank you, Gloria.
With it.
We have other stuff, other shows to do today, tonight. So take care. Bye for now.